Okay, this week's assignment is lightness and darkness. And ironically, it's when you're starting to shoot manually, and that's not lost on me. And you may want to purposefully underexpose your images so that make them a little bit more dramatic. So I'm going on the negative side of your light meter. Can happen, will help that, but also shooting at night, which can be difficult, is another way. Basically, what you photograph is completely up to you. How you photograph it and what the lighting, where you're standing in relationship to the light, and how the light is casting itself on your subject and creating shadows, that's what you should be thinking about. So that's why I call it lightness, darkness, because you're either looking at the light or you're looking at the shadows, the darkness that the light creates. This one, obviously very professional, studio shot, and I just thought, I've seen the not exactly this type of lighting, but if you think about the pose, is not too unfamiliar. But the lighting, wow, isn't that just, really beautiful? This is someone who's in very much control of the light source and where it's hitting the person. So they're most likely using a spot. They also have a fill light in the back, so that's preventing the body shape from just melting into the black backdrop. All right, so they've got one light on her face, very concentrated on her face. So it's a smaller size, and then a fill light on the back. And there's another piece that I feel like is really kind of beautiful. So this is, about the light and how it's hitting her face. I'm not sure if you're up to this level, but if you are, really push yourself. This is where in the assignments, depending upon your experience in photography, if you have a lot of experience, show off a little bit. And the rest of us are keeping up. I don't shoot in the studio ever. I shoot available spaces. So, this is kind of out of my realm, but I just can really appreciate it. And I think, well, maybe I need to go into the studio because this is really cool. This is another photograph, kind of a little bit soft, I think. I often wonder if it's the quality of the image or, because it's at night and so it's a little bit soft, but there's something really lovely about the fog at night. This image, this is how I would like for you guys to shoot animals with a camera. But anyway, this, the time of day is very fortunate here. And the photographer got very lucky by this group of, well, I don't know, are they elk? Deer? But, beautiful, beautiful lighting. And this is basically in silhouette. A silhouette is created when you're shooting your camera towards the light source, so towards the sun, towards a street light, car lights, whatever, and then there's an object in between. Your camera ends up metering off of the light source, whatever that may be, and then anything in between that light source and you or your lens will be in silhouette. So there's not a lot of detail. It's kind of like an outline. Beautiful, dramatic lighting, and I really don't care if it's set up or not. That's not part of the thing. We're looking for how, what can you creatively come up with for this. The colors in this are, even if they've been manipulated a little bit, it's well worth it. It's really quite a beautiful. The moon shadows are real. Trust me, I'm out there photographing at night quite a bit, and they can be really quite strong. Once you start looking and you get kind of away from the city. And this is just other, fun uses. Be careful. Don't photograph candles. It can be really boring, or too many light fixtures. Like, it's kind of obvious. But there's a light fixture in this, but then there's also the couple that's, kind of in spotlight a little bit. Here's another silhouette. Again, look at the sun coming through, and then the person and the door and all that stuff is in between photographer and light source. Windows and doors, that's how we control the light in our houses. So look at how it lets light in. What effect does it have on the floor, on your walls? What patterns are created? This, it looks like fog or maybe even some dry ice, vaping, but the interior light is on, the exterior light is off. So when the door creaks open, it's, kind of going through all this smoke. It's really kind of interesting effect. Standing in front of car lights, the standoff. Really quite beautiful. Great perspective, very low on the ground on this. It makes it very interesting. Again, simply get into a dark room and look into a room that has light on. This is of a lamp, but I feel like the space is really kind of interesting. It feels old and just, great textures and colors. Another silhouette. Shooting at night can be really great. And also shooting at night after it's rained is another great time to shoot because the wet ground reflects light, and so it's easier to kind of see. Fog obviously adds to mood quite a bit. If you're one of those crazy fishermen who wake up at the crack of dawn to go fishing, take a picture of your partner. I mean, this is a beautiful image, right? Dragonfly. Try to stay away from candles because they're just not that interesting. They become a little bit predictable. So you can shoot them, but just don't turn them in. Okay, so for this subject, you're just looking at light and shadows, and you're trying to create drama and mood with that.